I'm Wenzile Thwala. I am a 2 times Wits graduate. I was born in Mpumalanga, but I alternated between Johannesburg and Mpumalanga throughout my childhood. I'd say that I am someone who is very inquisitive, intuitive, someone who's very open-minded and open to learning. So yeah, I have just a general thirst for knowledge. Home to me it's more of a feeling. Home to me is a feeling. Home to me is the space or that moment where you feel like you are genuinely yourself, you feel like you are held and you are comfortable in your entirety. For me, my life came full circle around grade 10. Because I had spent a large majority of my life trying to conform, trying to be like what society expected me to be. I remember how in grade 10 I had told myself, I was like, from the previous years, I used to get bullied. I used to get my difference was always pointed out, even when I tried to conform. So by grade 10, I just told myself that if I'm going to be judged, I'd rather be judged for being authentically myself. I always knew as a child that I was drawn to things that were considered very stereotypically feminine. I was always drawn, I always had this feminine essence in me. I always was comfortable just being indoors, doing homemaker, whatever activities. I found myself, that was when I was truly myself. But obviously, I became aware of the fact that I'm different because socially people will tell you, this is what boys are supposed to do, this is what girls are supposed to do. And that made me more aware of the fact that I was different. I would say my transition was an ongoing process from high school to varsity because in varsity it's when I actually started the medical transition, but years before I had already started experimenting with my femininity, exploring things such as makeup, clothing. It was an ongoing process. It wasn't, and it still is an ongoing process. There was not a point where I was in trans. The media has such a huge emphasis and focus on our utility, our desirability, what we mean to other people. It does not focus on who we are as human beings. So yeah, the media has generally reduced trans people to an idea more than actual fully realized people. instead of asking us about our bodies, I feel like people should ask us more about our well-being, how we are able to, how they can be able to help in terms of making life easier for a trans person, helping trans people financially. Like there has to be, if you're gonna be using a trans person for your research, I feel like we should pay trans people for their trauma. This constant thing of asking trans people to disclose, to share. There needs to be also at least a monetary benefit to that trauma that you are doing, like that trauma that is being exposed for your research.